on Fire is it was a riff that I wrote when we were on the road, and I think we jammed it a few sound checks and stuff as we were on tour last year. And when we started doing it in pre-production, it was just the most it was a very in-your-face, straight-ahead rock and roll jam.
World on Fire is not a political thing. People have taken it as it's political or it's a statement about the world. It's really, the idea behind that song is to seize the day. It's about, realizing that this moment could be it, and live for the moment, carpe diem, however you want to articulate it. But the lyrics are somewhat provocative and somewhat carnal in nature.
When Myles started writing lyrics, so I think the work title for it in the beginning was "I Want to Pull Your Hair," so it was all about sex at the time. And then so I think Myles picked up on that and turned it into the ultimate sort of let's do it now kind of sex song, And there's a couple of great lines in there. I mean, you can go a lot of different places with it, but there's a line in there that says this might be the last moment or something like that, and it's really like let's do it like there's no tomorrow.
I think it's time to set this world on fire. I think it's time to push it to the edge.
Well, Beneath the Savage Sun is a song which is pretty dear to my heart because it has to do with elephant poaching, and it sort of raises some awareness to that subject, which, being an animal activist myself, it's something I'm glad to be able to be an advocate, against animal poaching of any kind, but elephants especially at this point. The origins are very simple, but somehow it turned into this epic song, which I don't even know how that happened. It's just, I definitely had ideas as it went along, and then I found this middle section that I'd written separately that I just seemed to me like I had to go digging through my computer trying to remember where that particular thing I recorded was. And because I recorded so much stuff and they were all very short, I ended up, it took me an hour, but then I finally found it and put the two together, and it just turned into this really cool opus.
One of my favorite tracks is the Dissident, which was originally titled Conscientious Objector. Try saying that 3 times as fast as you can. But I think that we all agreed that title was a little ridiculous. So we changed it, and the theme of the song is basically about somebody who's at battle or at war, and it suddenly kind of comes to the realization that he or she doesn't necessarily believe in what they're fighting for anymore, and questions that. And so it's kind of a heavy subject matter, but what's interesting about it is it's very poppy at the same time. It's it's got a certain hook to it. So there's a contradiction there, which I personally find kind of compelling.
Musically, it was a riff that I had really, really early on, that sort of melody that this whole song is focused around. And it was just a single note melody that I had, and I really couldn't figure out how that was supposed to turn into a song. But Myles really liked it, and I just had to be patient with it, and finally I started to get an arrangement going, and it worked out pretty well.